A serene dawn embraced the forest, a gentle rustling of leaves heralded a tranquil morning. A canvas of peace. I approached him, burdened by expectations that weighed heavily, each step amplifying the ache within my conflicted soul. "Blessed One," I began, bowing deeply. My heart struggles with yearning for outcomes that evade my grasp, causing endless unrest. The Buddha gazed into my eyes, his silence echoing profound wisdom, before his soft voice began to gently unfold teachings. "Tell me," he said, "if a man carried stones, lamenting their weight, what would your advice to him be?" "Blessed One," I replied, humbled by his gaze, "I would urge him to set down the burden, freeing himself from the pain." "And yet," Buddha continued, "we carry expectations like treasures, failing to realize how deeply they burden our minds and souls." The disciples nodded, their shared understanding weaving unity amongst us, each resonating with the weight of Buddha's words. To free oneself from expectations, Buddha explained, we must first acknowledge their existence. Seeing them as illusions born of desire, he pointed to the horizon, where clouds danced with sunlight, their shifting forms reflecting the transient nature of life. "Expectations are clouds," Buddha said, his voice steady, shapeless yet impactful, capable of creating storms or unveiling clear skies. The assembly remained silent, absorbing every word as the wind rustled leaves, blending nature's voice with Buddha's wisdom. Buddha observed me patiently, his gaze reflected understanding, acknowledging the tangled emotions concealed beneath my composed facade. "Bending is not weakness," Buddha continued, "but wisdom in action, accepting what life offers instead of clinging to resistance." A sparrow landed on Buddha's hand, its presence seeming effortless, further emphasizing the simplicity of living without needless grasping. The forest seemed to amplify his words, like nature itself pondering their meaning alongside me. "Life is suffering when attachment binds the heart," Buddha continued, his voice akin to whispers of an age-old truth. Suddenly, Buddha turned his gaze to me, his tone transforming into a call for personal reflection and deliberate introspection. "Your sack of stones," he said, "what lies within it? Have you truly examined its contents to understand its weight?" His words struck deeply, compelling me to examine not just my expectations but the roots from which they were born. Buddha gestured toward the forest canopy. A falling leaf spiraled down, its descent embodying the inevitability of change. "The leaf completes its journey willingly," he remarked. His words evoked realization of the beauty inherent within acceptance of transience. "Release yourself," Buddha instructed, "not through abandonment but through liberation, embracing imperfections and seeing beauty in life's unfolding." His words ignited light within me, illuminating paths previously unseen, where acceptance would bloom amidst uncertainties I once feared. Buddha's voice softened further as he shared parables, each word forming bridges between wisdom and my yearning soul. "There was once a man," Buddha began, "who chased the wind, hoping to trap it inside a small bottle. But as he ran," Buddha continued, "he realized the impossibility of his task, the futility of capturing the invisible essence." The disciples shared glances, the parable resonating as it mirrored their struggles, aligning with the teachings Buddha unfolded before us. "The wind belongs to itself," Buddha said, his voice imbued with tranquility, "and peace comes when we flow alongside its path." The parable reframed my perspective, transforming expectations from chains into mirrors, reflecting freedom rather than imprisonment. Buddha stood briefly, walking towards the edge of the garden, his every step an embodiment of mindfulness and deliberate existence. Following him, we observed the river flowing gracefully, its waters carrying leaves amidst ripples shaped by pebbles underneath. "This river," Buddha explained, "flows tirelessly towards unknown destinations, unhindered by expectations. Embracing both obstacles and freedom alike, he lifted a leaf floating downstream, inspecting its simplicity, before turning back towards us to share further wisdom. Be like this leaf, Buddha said, moving where life leads, trusting the current's guidance and accepting changes as they arise. A disciple cried softly, touched by Buddha's analogy, his tears evidence of struggles mirrored across our diverse collective experiences. Buddha placed the leaf on the ground, watching it gently return to the river before addressing each of us personally. Let go not of action, Buddha advised, but of attachment. For joy exists not in outcomes but in presence and effort. His words echoed throughout Jetavana, leaving indelible impressions that would endure alongside the teachings shaping our growth as his disciples. We are clouds, Buddha concluded, formed by expectations but capable of transformation, dissolving into the sky when we embrace impermanence. The garden, enveloped in calm, seemed to bloom with hope, mirroring the blossoming enlightenment cultivated by Buddha's guidance. Above us, the sun continued its ascent, scattering light across Jetavana, illuminating paths where wisdom might lead us. I knelt before Buddha, bowing deeply once more, humbled and inspired by his teachings, determined to embrace their profound simplicity. Thank you, I said, my voice trembling. I will strive to set down my sack of stones and embrace each moment. Let go of the self, he declared. Clinging to identity creates separateness, severing harmony between existence and universal unity. The weight I bore softened further as I departed, my steps lighter, and my vision clearer. Embodying the lessons learned, the garden remained peaceful, a timeless sanctuary, its presence bearing witness to teachings transcending both time and form. Self is an illusion, a construction of mind, he explained. Recognizing this dissolves barriers to interconnectedness. The Buddha stood near the edge of the forest, gazing at the sunrise, his presence radiating calm and wisdom. Villagers from a nearby hamlet arrived, their faces etched with sorrow, seeking the guidance of the enlightened one in their turmoil. A farmer stepped forward, his voice trembling, tears marking his face, as he explained the loss of his crops overnight. My fields have been destroyed by the storm. Blessed One, the farmer said, his grief spilling into the morning air. I toiled for months, nurturing the earth, dreaming of a plentiful harvest. But now all seems lost forever. The Buddha regarded the man with deep compassion, his gaze steady, his presence a sanctuary for the farmer's anguish. Nature transcends self, thriving in unity, Buddha noted. Learn from its wisdom to foster interconnectedness in human experience. Gesturing to the horizon where sunlight broke through the clouds, Buddha painted a vivid metaphor in his teachings. Clouds gather without your will, and they disperse without your command. Much like the circumstances of life, Buddha explained, you cannot hold the wind nor the storm. They exist beyond your control. Teaching the essence of impermanence, he said. The farmer knelt before him, tears still present but their weight slowly shifting, as understanding began taking root within. What then, Blessed One? The farmer asked, his voice soft, seeking solace amidst his chaos and yearning for inner peace. Imagine you stand before a mirror, Buddha said, his tone unwavering. What do you see reflected when burdened by sorrow? The farmer answered hesitantly, I see my sorrow, the anguish etched upon my face, like shadows cast by unrelenting despair. And if you choose to smile into that mirror, Buddha continued, what transformation occurs in the reflection you behold? It will show joy, the farmer replied, the notion filling him with curiosity about his ability to shape his inner world, such as life. Buddha said, a mirror reflecting your response to its unfolding moments, an echo of your perception. The disciples, observing the exchange, felt the weight of their own emotions stir. Resonating deeply with the farmer's plight, Buddha placed his hand gently on the farmer's shoulder, grounding him in the present moment, a gesture of reassurance. Acceptance is the mirror's gift, Buddha said, a revelation that peace arises when we embrace life without resistance or demand. But how can I accept loss, Blessed One? The farmer asked, his voice wavering, clinging to old dreams and broken hopes. Loss teaches us impermanence, Buddha replied, guiding us to let go, to sow new seeds even in the barren soil. The assembly listened intently, absorbing each word, their minds like fertile ground, eager for the seeds of wisdom Buddha planted. Buddha turned his gaze to the distant fields, where nature flourished unrestrained, a testament to life's ever-changing yet enduring essence. Observe the grass, Buddha said, flattened by the storm, yet rising again with time, resilient in its acceptance of nature's rhythm. Life is not without suffering, Buddha explained, but in acceptance, we find the strength to rise, to endure, and to grow. The farmer felt a shift within his heart, as if the storm in his mind subsided, leaving clarity and hope behind. But what of my labor? The farmer asked, still questioning. Was it for nothing? If this is the outcome I face? No labor is wasted, Buddha answered, his tone gentle yet firm. Every effort sows unseen benefits. Even if they remain hidden, the seed you plant may not bloom as expected, Buddha continued. Yet its existence nourishes the soil for future growth. The morning light deepened, illuminating Buddha's face, as if nature itself bore witness to the profound teachings unfolding before them. We are but gardeners of life, Buddha said, nurturing its soil, sowing effort, and accepting that its fruits belong to impermanence. He gestured to the earth beneath their feet, its silent endurance an example of life's cyclical essence and interconnected beauty. This soil bears the imprint of countless lives, Buddha said, transforming grief into nourishment for the flowers that inevitably bloom. The farmer wept again, yet this time his tears cleansed, reflecting the release of anguish rather than the clinging to despair. Embrace what is, Buddha advised, with open arms and quiet resolve, allowing each moment to unfold without the weight of expectation. Even in loss, Buddha continued, there lies opportunity to grow, to reflect, to find gratitude for what remains amidst change. The farmer bowed deeply, his body trembling with gratitude, as the wisdom of Buddha's words took root within his soul. The assembly sat in reflective silence, each disciple grappling with their inner storms, seeking the calm Buddha exemplified so effortlessly. Buddha knelt beside the farmer, his presence both humble and divine, bridging the infinite wisdom of life with human suffering. Return to your fields, Buddha instructed. Sow once more, not for a promised harvest, but for the joy of sowing itself. The farmer rose, his heart lighter, his mind clearer, as if the storm's aftermath birthed a newfound resilience and understanding. As the villagers departed, Buddha turned to the disciples, who awaited his words, their spirits eager to dive further into truth. We are rivers, Buddha began, shaped by currents of life, flowing toward the unknown, carrying both debris and clarity within. No river resists its course, he said, and in this acceptance, it finds harmony, nourishing the land it touches along the way. The disciples meditated on the metaphor, their inner turmoil settling, aligning with the teachings delivered under the vast, open sky. Its gentle tranquility greeted life with harmonious whispers carried by a soft breeze. Buddha sat silently under his familiar banyan tree. He gestured toward the horizon, where sunlight met the earth, a visual reminder of the interplay between permanence and impermanence. Do not cling to the sunrise or sunset, Buddha said, for both are fleeting, yet both leave their mark upon the day. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts swelling with gratitude. ready to integrate the lessons into their daily practice of mindfulness. I remained, watching the sunlight scatter across the garden, its brilliance softened yet emboldened by the teachings shared that morning. With each moment, Buddha's words sank deeper, intertwining with my thoughts, planting seeds of acceptance in the soil of my soul. The day carried on, each of us striving to emulate the wisdom, grace, and boundless compassion exemplified by the enlightened one. It neither chases nor rejects the moth but simply continues to shine. I found myself mesmerized by the simplicity and power of his analogy. By evening, we gathered once more, unified in purpose, our hearts yearning to carry forward the light bestowed upon us. The teachings of that day would forever remain, etched in memory, a reflection of acceptance, resilience, and the beauty of impermanence. His presence felt like water calming turbulent currents, unraveling layers of tension from my soul. Understanding stems from perception, he began. A young woman named Amita approached, her voice trembling as she bowed, her question filled with both doubt and hope. Blessed One, she began. I struggle to let go of my expectations, fearing that without them, I may lose my way. Buddha gazed at her with infinite compassion, his eyes reflecting the depth of understanding gained from countless moments of reflection. Amita, he said gently, a lotus does not strive to be anything more than what it is. Yet it grows. His words hung in the air, their simplicity carrying profound meaning that rippled through the thoughts of those gathered. Nearby, Amita knelt, her hands trembling, as she listened, her heart opening like the petals of a flower to receive his guidance. The lotus rises from the mud, Buddha continued, stretching toward the light, blooming in its time. Without clinging to outcomes, the assembly watched in silence, their attention riveted as Buddha held a lotus flower, its radiance mirrored in his peaceful expression. This flower, he said, is a reminder that growth arises naturally when we release our grasp on how it should unfold. Amita nodded slowly, her mind grappling with the fear of letting go, yet drawn to the wisdom in Buddha's words. Separate ego from sight. Clarity arises when perceptions mirror existence without distortions imposed by desires. Does the sun rise each day with expectation, he asked, or simply to illuminate the world? To nourish? To give? Amita pondered his question, the metaphor gently unraveling her tightly held fears, revealing the possibilities within releasing her need for control. The sun shines, Buddha said, because it is its nature, not because it demands the earth respond in kind. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves above, as if nature itself were nodding in agreement with the truth of his words. Likewise, Buddha continued, we act not for guarantees but from the purity of our intent, trusting the path without clinging. Clarity comes, he said, not from avoiding others but from understanding yourself deeply. I took a deep breath, the crisp morning air filling my lungs. Observe this stream, he said, walking to its edge. It flows without hesitation, adapting to the stones that shape its path. Amita followed him, her steps tentative, her heart yearning for answers that would ease the burden of her unspoken doubts. The stream neither resists nor clings, Buddha explained. It moves forward, embracing the journey, finding its way with quiet determination. He bent to pick up a small, smooth stone, its surface glistening in the sunlight, and held it before the disciples. Release ego, Buddha advised. Recognize illusions constructed by desire. Life's obstacles, Buddha continued, are like stones in the stream, not barriers, but companions guiding the flow toward unknown destinations. Amita watched the stream, her reflection merging with its ripples, as she began to grasp the essence of his teachings. Practice mindfulness, he encouraged. Mindfulness unveils interconnectedness, dissolving illusions created by self-centeredness. The forest demonstrated interconnected harmony. Vibrant ecosystems thrived through coexistence, mirroring Buddha's teachings of unity. Fearing the jar's emptiness, Buddha continued. He stopped tasting its sweetness, choosing instead to cling tightly. Denying himself its gift, he looked at Amita, the question hanging in his gaze, prompting her to reflect before he delivered the parable's conclusion. Eventually, Buddha said, "The honey spoiled, untouched and wasted, and the traveler wept, mourning what he lost by not embracing it." The lesson resonated deeply. The parable illuminating truths about attachment, fear, and the cost of resisting life's impermanence. Amita's breath quickened, the weight of her expectations loosening slightly as she saw herself in the traveler. Clinging to an imagined ideal, "Blessed One," she said softly, "I see now that I have clung to my desires, fearing that letting go would bring loss." Buddha's voice, gentle as the stream's current, filled the space, guiding her toward the realization she sought to embody. To let go, Buddha said, is not to abandon, but to embrace fully, trusting life's flow without imprisoning it in demands. "Master," I said, "how can we learn to honor our light while embracing the differences in others?" The Buddha paused, turning to face the group under the shade of a large banyan tree. "Embrace others as they are," he said, "without losing sight of who you are." Buddha returned to the Bodhi tree, its shade welcoming, its branches swaying gently as if echoing the freedom he taught. "We are like the stream," he said, addressing the assembly, capable of flowing effortlessly when we trust, when we release. His words lingered in the stillness, a beacon of hope and clarity for all who heard, a call to transformation. The garden, alive with nature's harmony, seemed to amplify the teachings, its beauty reminding the disciples of life's intrinsic balance. As the day waned, Buddha offered one final reflection, his voice calm, his presence filling the space with profound peace. "To embrace what is," Buddha said, "is to bloom like the lotus, to flow like the stream, to shine like the sun." The disciples bowed deeply, gratitude spilling from their hearts. As they prepared to carry the teachings into their lives beyond Jetavana, Amita stood, her spirit renewed, her steps lighter, as she carried the lotus gifted to her, a symbol of her growth. The stars began to emerge, their light guiding the disciples' way. As Buddha's wisdom continued to illuminate their inner journeys, silence enveloped the garden, a timeless reflection of the harmony that grew within each heart touched by the enlightened ones. Presence, the day's lessons, woven into the fabric of their beings, would ripple outward, touching countless others along their unfolding paths. Buddha, serene and unwavering, remained a beacon of hope, his teachings transcending time, guiding all toward the freedom of acceptance. As the night deepened, the garden stood as a sanctuary, a reflection of impermanence embraced, its beauty a testament to truth. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.